You're listening to KPFT, Houston, Texas, 90.1 in the dial. If you're down in Galveston, pick us up at 89.5. Our friends up in Huntsville, 91.9. Goodrich, Livingston, 89.9. It's time for Songwriter Studio. I am your host, Tom Tranchilla, and we've got a jam-packed show for you this evening. Before we get started, I do want to make mention that we had a lot of donors to Songwriter Studio this year. Thank you all so much for keeping my show on the air. Going on 20 years now. This December, we will have a 20th anniversary show, so thank you all for being so generous to this show and to KPFT now in our 56th year. We're going to start out this show with our good friend Sarah Golden, followed up by new tracks from Rusty Gear, a new single from John Ebden. I have new music from George Trouble and the Z-Lots, and we're going to close the show out with new music by Annie Gallup. Without further ado, Sarah Golden, welcome back to Songwriter Studio.
Thank you so much, Tom, and congratulations on your 20 years on the show. That's fantastic.
Not quite, but we'll be there in 6 months. Good gracious, you've been busy. You won the Kerrville New Folk this year, 2026. I was there to watch the performance the following Saturday. I missed the first weekend. Last time I had you on the show, we discussed off mic. It's been years since you've been on here. You were chosen for NBC's The Voice, Team CeeLo Green, followed up by America's Got Talent. You were a busy woman, I'll tell you.
It's true.
Yeah. Congratulations on all that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, those were fun experiences, but honestly, I will say Kerrville New Folk takes the cake. So it's something that I've pined over for years, and very grateful to finally be able to put that feather in my cap.
You know, us that live here in the Houston area and in Texas in general, we've always looked up to the Kerrville Festival. Deb Rouse, Houston-based Deb Rouse, used to be, now she lives at the festival grounds, is now the executive director. Thank you, Lindsay, for all your support. You two have been wonderful for not only the Houston area, but now the Kerrville Festival. And I make it a point to make it out there every year. And I am so happy that you won this. The new record is so good. You deserved to win this. And you were also a headliner, correct me if I'm wrong, at Southwest Regional this year.
That's correct. Yeah, in 2025. And I was selected to be an official showcase artist at Southeast Regional Folk Alliance, but they happened, that festival and that date happened during New Folk. So while I still am proud to have been selected, I did not actually get to perform at the festival on account of being at Kerrville. So maybe I'll get a do-over next year.
Are you saying Kerrville had priority?
You know, they understood. Southeast Regional Folk Alliance understood, and they were very sweet and appreciative. And so I appreciated their, flexibility. And actually, in a full circle moment, my very good friend, Tips and Obermiller, who I will be doing some touring with in the coming months, were alternates for Southeast Regional. And my inability to attend bumped them into official showcase artists for Southeast Regional. So it was a perfect little storm. Everybody played all their parts, and everything happened like it was supposed to. That was a lovely happenstance and an excellent end to an already exciting beginning.
Tips and Obermiller, I featured their music on my show numerous times. They're an excellent songwriting duo, and I'm so glad that they got to take your place. And we'd much rather you have gone to Kerrville. Thank you so much for that.
Just doing my part.
Brand new album, Live Wire. I'd mentioned earlier, this is your best work to date, hands down. I can't find a track on this record that I couldn't play on my show, but due to time restraints, I've got a handful of songs picked out and ready to go. And tell us what it was like working with John Shelton out at Edgewater Studios.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this experience with both Derek Hames and John. They were excellent professionals. They took this as seriously as I did, and we joked regularly that I would never be accused of not being nitpicky enough, and they put up with every one of my little quibbles of, hey, in minute .0124. I mean, I got down to fine-tooth comb action here, and they were very gracious and, followed the lead. And I think they did an exceptional job with this album. And I have, over the years, recorded at a number of different places, and there's never been a recording that I've done that I just was super stoked about, candidly. Even my first album, which, we got up and out, but it's not something I ever go back and listen to or play. And this is the first time that I have put together an album that I am just so proud of, and I feel really good about. And there's not pieces that gross, not that, I hate that moment. I was able to really go through the whole thing with them and take out any tiny, and man, I was being extremely nit at the end of this, because there really wasn't a lot to have to clear up or fix, but they did a great job, and I'm really proud of this work, and I'm glad to get it out into the world.
The opening track, A House Divided, no secret what's going on in the country. Don't get political on my show, but you spelled it out pretty well in this song. It's a great opener. The name of the new album is Live Wire. You mentioned the name Derek Hames, multi-instrumentalist, and he plays all over this record. When he even starts out on track number 1 playing banjo. Give the listening audience a little brief on this track, and we're going to jump into the record, A House Divided.
Rather than give the impetus to the song was, there was a politician who stated something factually inaccurate that at the time news stations were still debunking things like that. And so multiple news outlets did, and I thought that was going to be the end of it. But this person just continued stating this information over and over again. And I thought, oh, wow, there's just no recourse for anything anymore. And rather than give that individual any credit, I borrowed one of Martin Luther King's most famous lines, which is, we must learn to live together as brothers or we'll perish together as fools. And I built this song around that sentiment. And that was the whole point, trying to remind folks to think critically, maybe in the future, which side of history will you be sitting on when all of this gets evaluated at some point.
From the brand new album Live Wire, new music, Sarah Golden, this is A House Divided.
Just 'cause they said it don't mean a thing. Are they honest? Not historically. I got plenty of people itching to testify, popping all the way off, facts unverified, talking all this wokeness. What does woke even mean? I'll wait. Did you say empathy? A house divided cannot stand, but a people we got power grids failing, real people ailing, but this is all fine. We got garbage priorities, corrupt authorities, and deceitful minorities, not the voice of the majority, but they gerrymander, pander, you're being force-fed, please use your head. A house divided cannot stand, but a people cannot stand. But a people united can't be stopped. We must learn to live together as brothers, or we'll perish together as fools. Which side of history will you be remembered
A House Divided, new music, Sarah Golden, local singer-songwriter. It's always a pleasure to me to bring in a new release from a local artist. Sometimes it's difficult week after week to find good quality new records, but Sarah Golden, you've got one here. Let's talk about track number 3, Who's Gonna Rebuild LA? I was so happy to hear that Nathan Kay was the co-writer on this. I really respect his songwriting. And pedal steel work by Willie T. Golden. Is this a relative?
Yes, that is my brother. Willie plays in a number of bands all over, a lot in Texas and Houston. And for the majority of my life, being Willie Golden's little sister was kind of my moniker until I was on The Voice. And one day Willie called me from a gig and he said, "Hey, guess what? Today somebody just asked, are you Sarah Golden's brother?" So all it takes is being on an international television show, and you too can be related to Willie Golden by your name first. My brother is an exceptional slide guitar player. I love that he's all over this album. Nathan Kay and I had worked on this. I love Nathan. He's a good friend. We met at Southwest Regional Folk Alliance, which I'm a humongous fan of. And this song actually won an award last year for from the Intercontinental Music Awards. It was Best North America Folk. So out of, I think it was 64 countries and 1,000 plus entries, this one won this international award. So I'm very proud of it. But I wrote this song, feels like a million years ago, when LA was on fire. And it was right at the beginning of ICE and all of that. And I hate how relevant this song continues to be, but it does. So, I mean, I'm saddened and grateful to be recognized for what I think is a very important message, human equality here.
Co-written with Nathan Kay. By the way, Sarah Beth Go's husband, both excellent songwriters. Let's listen to track number 3 off the new album, Who's Gonna Rebuild LA, from the brand new Sarah Golden album, Livewire.
Who's gonna rebuild LA? Migrants, you're hell-bent on casting away. Once you've cut off your nose, despite your own face, who is gonna rebuild LA? Who's gonna farm all your crops? The folks being detained by troopers and cops, when all that's left is white noise and the shooting still don't stop. Who is gonna farm all your crops? Who's gonna play on your team? Who's gonna bring home that championship ring? You'll lose most of your offense and half of your D. Tell me who's gonna play on your team? once you've kicked them all out of their own home address, when it's them we should thank for economic success. Who is gonna clean up your mess? A for-profit prison system would love you to believe that immigrants are a danger to us public enemy, when it's oligarchs who harm the most, from sea to shining sea, and immigrants who fuel the growth of our economy. With trillions contributed, they'll never get to see. Don't buy the hype the racists want you to believe. Who is gonna clean up your mess? Who is gonna help raise your kids? Who's gonna play on your team? Who is gonna farm all your crops? Who is gonna rebuild LA?
Who's going to rebuild LA? Sarah Golden, our guest on Songwriter Studio. If you're just tuning in, we are playing tracks off the brand new album, Live Wire. And I've got this next track. We were speaking a little off mic. I heard you both at Southwest Regional and at Kerrville talking about the co-writer on the song, The Ringer. Why don't you let the listening audience know who the co-writer is on this track?
Yeah, this was actually a Swerfa prompt, another Swerfa shout out. I was tasked to write a song with one chord. And initially I thought, oh no, this is going to be terrible. Some odd happenstance. I've never done it before and I've never done it again. I recall sitting on a patio. I heard a pretty unique bird whistle and I recorded it on my phone. And honestly, again, I've never done that since. And I remember sitting in this hotel room at Swerfa thinking, man, what am I going to do to make a one-chorded song any fun? And I recalled, oh wait, was there like a bird whistle somewhere? So I dug through all of my voice memos and I found it. And so I am still on the hunt I would love to give this bird its co-writing credit. I have no idea what bird this is, but so any of the birders out there who fancy themselves, aficionados, please reach out to me and let me know so I can give this bird its due credit. But yes, this is a song co-written with a bird, and all of the characters in this song are birds. It's a poker game that has its funny little twists and turns, but yeah, all of the characters are birds. And fun fact, Sarah Beth Go, who we just mentioned, made a stop motion video for this song, and this will be a Moontown Sounds release that should come out on August 28th. I am super excited about this. This will be my first music video ever. Sarah Beth Go does incredible work. I think this is one of her best videos.
Rocks.
Not to be biased.
She rocks.
She's incredible, and I cannot wait to share this video and this song with the world. That's The Ringer, coming out on August 28th.
Thank you for all your hard work, Sarah Beth. From the brand new album, Live Wire, Sarah Golden, this is The Ringer.
Late aboard a riverboat sits a haughty-taughty gentleman, proud as a peacock beside his unbeloved gentle hand. Across the felted table sits a far more cunning bird of prey. She's an Omaha ringer who's planning one more hand today. because the ringers come to raid the coop. Cards are on the table and the kitty's at capacity until the ringer rubs the ante. Says if I win, your girl is leaving with me. With a flattering heartbeat, the woman looks the ringer in the eye. Deal, proclaims the peacock, who says I'd like to see you come and try. Because the ringers come to raid the coop. Certain he's the victor. The peacock shows the room his ace is high. The ringer winks at the woman, says guess you win with a careless sigh. The peacock bathes in his riches, he's busy focused on the dollar signs. The woman and the ringer sneak out the back until they're out of sight. Because the ringers come to raid the coop.
The Ringer, new music. Sarah Golden's been our guest on Songwriter Studio. If you are tuning in, this is Tom Tranchilla with Songwriter Studio, featuring brand new songs off of Sarah Golden's new album, Livewire. We were speaking a little off mic. Ellen's Story plays all over this record. Just an astounding fiddle player, and she plays on that track, Ringer. Why don't you give the listening audience a little background on that?
Absolutely. Ellen is an incredible fiddle violin player. And as soon as I heard her in the studio, I asked Derek, can I go talk to her? He says, yeah, go ahead. I ran back there. He said, I wish I could give you $1 million. You're incredible. She was with Cirque du Soleil for a while, and now she's touring with an international Latin artist that she's just been all over the world. She's an incredible artist on her own right, but every opportunity I could get to get her on a track, I took advantage of. So I am ever grateful to Ellen and her skills on this album. I love most of her contributions to these songs are my favorite parts of the songs. Thank you, Ellen.
Track number 7, Lose Control. You got a little swing influence on this one. We'd already mentioned Derek Hames and Ellen's Story, both playing on this particular track. You really changed up the tempo on this, changed the genre up on this. Give the listening audience a quick background on Lose Control.
This was just your typical sapphic love story. Girl meets girl, girl hurries to get to girl. And, you know, there's a long-running joke about what does a lesbian bring on the second date is a U-Haul. So this is just kind of a song about, you know, new love, all the feelings that go with that. So Lose Control.
From the brand new album, Livewire, Sarah Golden, this is Lose Control.
Going 55, I can't wait to see the beautiful smile. I say 20, but it really only takes me 10 to get there. Now I know it's only been a short while. It's just that everything just feels so right. And honey, not to see you would be unfair. And I know I gotta take it slow, and that's just the route I plan to go. When you bat those eyes and bite your lip and make my stomach do a flip, yeah, honey, that's when I lose control. Going 58 in a 35, can't wait to see the lovely eyes that take the breath from my lungs to my heart and go straight to my soul. Now I never wanna be untrue, 'cause baby, just the thought of you is a natural high that makes my spirit whole. And I know I gotta take it slow, and that's just the route I plan to go. But when you bat those eyes and bite your lip and make my stomach do a flip, yeah, honey, that's when I lose control. Sexy attitude. Now tell me, baby, that you might don't mind. You know how I'm easily the jealous kind. And yes, girl, it's you who really gets me in the mood. Yeah, I know I gotta take it slow. That's just the route I plan to go. But when you bat those eyes and bite your lip and make my stomach do a flip, yeah, honey, that's when I lose control. When you bat those eyes and bite your lip and make my stomach flip, honey, that's when I lose control. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
whoa. Lose Control, brand new music, Sarah Golden. Sarah, we're out of time. I've got one more track I am going to spin after you give the listening audience your contact information, social media, any website where they can buy the record, etc.
Thank you so much, Tom. I really appreciate this opportunity. Sarah Golden Music, that's SarahGolden Music. That's my Instagram handle. You can check out my website is sarahgolden.com, and all of the details will be on the album will be officially released November 13th. And until then, we'll be doing a single every 4 weeks or so, starting with A House Divided on July 24th. So all of those details will be available as those dates near. And I would love to hear from folks. I'll have a mailing list and everything on the website that folks can join and come see me out at shows. There are pre-release albums available if you come and see me out in person. And by the way, I'll be playing at Millbend Coffee House on Saturday, July 11th. Which is the Northwoods Unitarian Universalist Church in the Woodlands with Kate Waters. The doors will open at 6:30. Music starts at 7. I'm on at 7:40. You can get tickets on my website, sarahgolden.com.
Excellent. We love Millbend Coffee House.
Thanks again, Tom and KPFT for having me.
Thanks for continuing to write great music, Sarah. It's always a pleasure. And we're going to go out with one more track off the album, Creep, and also featuring Ellen Story. Again, I picked this track just because it's got this eerie vibe to it that's just so different from everything else. Sarah, thanks again for being our guest on Songwriter Studio. And you let us know if you're going to have a CD release party anywhere around town, and we'll let these folks know. Here's Sarah Golden's Creep off the new album, Live Wire. Stick around. Up next, Rusty Gear. I've got several tracks off of his new album, Blues from Muscle Shoals to Nashville.
When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes wish I was special. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing? I don't love you. I don't love you.
Creep, new music from Sarah Golden. Thanks for that great interview, Sarah. Up next, I've got a couple of tracks I'm going to be playing off of Rusty Gear's new album, Blues from Muscle Shoals to Nashville. He brought in some of the original Swamper musicians from Muscle Shoals, Clayton Ivey and Bob Ray, along with Nashville veterans Sean Paddock, Tony Sarno, Solomon Littlefield. He's also got a horn section on here, Shane Kirsch on sax. Let's listen to a couple tracks off of Rusty's new album, Blues from Muscle Shoals to Nashville. And I'll start out with the opening track called The Finer Things in Life Can Be Yours. Followed up by track number 2, Your Guilt Ain't Good Enough, featuring a great vocal track by Camille Ray. Let's start out with the opening track, The Finer Things in Life Can Be Yours. New music, Rusty Gear.
Things in life can be yours. The finer things in life can be yours. It can happen any day if you just take a look my way. The finer things in life can be yours. It ain't no sin to be down on your luck. A few things don't go your way and baby you're stuck. Waiting tables, double shifts, your sweet talking bar flies for tips. It ain't no sin to be down on your luck. Finer things in life can be yours. The finer things in life can be yours. Hard times will be forgotten. You'll be living in tall cotton. Finer things in life can be yours. Time on a no-account boy. He may be young and handsome, but honey, he's just a toy. I got much more to offer than some good-looking pauper. Don't waste your precious time on a no-account boy. The finer things in life can be yours. The finer things in life can be yours. You can live high and wide, get your loving on the side. The finer things in life can be yours. The first day we met, girl, we had some good times and you ain't seen nothing yet. Before you get too old, you might want to dig a little gold. I fell in love on the first day we met. The finer things in life can be yours. The finer things in life can be yours. It can happen any day if you just take a look my way. The finer things in life, baby, the finer things in life. I said the finer things in life can be yours.
Our little chow half to death. Don't bother getting down on your knees. You're always gonna do just what you please. It's not the first time and surely not the last. You said you're sorry, but the time for that is past. Yeah, I'm sure you feel all broken up, but your guilt ain't good enough. No, no, it ain't good enough. Your guilt ain't good enough. I know you tried, but you just haven't learned. One day all good and the next day I get burned. I think I've seen this show before. This time around I'll even up the score. Don't bother getting down on your knees. You're always gonna do just what you please. It's not the first time and surely not the last. You said you're sorry, but the time for that is past. Yeah, I'm sure you feel all broken up, but your guilt ain't good enough. No, no, it ain't good enough. Your guilt ain't good enough. This time it's gonna take some jewelry, flowers, a new dress, and high heel shoes. I need more than words to show you love me. The night out on the town just won't do.
Your Guilt Ain't Good Enough, new music from Rusty Gear featuring Camille Ray on vocals. Up next, John Ebden. I played some of his tracks off of an album recently. He's got a new bluegrass track out. The name of this song is Abraham. Let's listen to that new single right now.
Abraham, where you going with our boy Abraham? I can clearly see you got something up your sleeve. Where you going, Abraham? Sarah Lee, my sweet Sarah Lee, can't you have just a little faith in me? I'm going up on high on that mountain side. That's where I'm going, Sarah Lee. My son Abraham, your faith is gone before you, Abraham. Your kid will be as numbered as the stars in the sky. The Lord will provide, Abraham. Abraham, where you going with our boy Abraham? I can clearly see you got something up your sleeve. Where you going, Abraham? Where you going, Abraham? Where you going, Abraham? Where you going, Abraham?
New single by John Ebden, Abraham. Up next on Songwriter Studio, I have a brand new album by George Trouble and the Z-Lots. Name of the album is Entanglement. And George is actually fronted by George Terry McDonald, mixed and mastered by Danny Sharon. Let's jump into track number 1 off of this album. This is One Thing at a Time. Reminds me a little bit of R.E.M.
It takes a shock to know when you've been had too much too soon. There burns the question, where might we have been? These bold new steps have taken us so far beyond the moon. So many holes in heaven, hell gets in. Natural disaster, we all stand on shaking ground. Could we make more than make up for lost time? While clever men are at it again, they'll slap your back, they'll shake your head to ensure their death sports and dollar crime. They say they work for you, but they're just passing through. Now I just wanna be fed and left alone with you. That is where my curiosity mystery between you and me. We at our best when powerless and lying in the stark, with nothing but an easy place to find. Rushing headlong is not long enough to fill our hearts. True lovers never finish what they start. We're living, we ain't lying, as long as I start trying. I just wanna be fed and left alone with you. That is where my curiosity lies. I just wanna see in the dark, it's an easy place to find. We'll take survival one thing at a time. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. No beauty could be quite as rich as a perfectly fitting hitch, with a full soul massage of an itch you could never scratch. Each moment we choose between which, the endurance or the fast twitch of our wire on that old bait and switch on every good catch. Now once in a while it seems that we could be sharing those dreams of how and now's joyous possibility to build up a new head of steam, or how to release our redeem when everybody is crazy but me. Whenever I try to predict the outcome of ideal conflict, inevitably it constricts love's capacity. So I've trained to not think too much and get lost inside a fair touch, and that seems to work for me momentarily. Now and again it seems that I could be sharing those dreams of recurring, reassuring love and ecstasy, to build up a head of esteem and polish the tarnished gleam of everybody that's crazy but me. Can anyone here relate to acts of God or the state, when the simple loss of power truly frustrates? You'll never know when you collapse, get stuck down between the synapse. Or how can we help but keep making our own tracks? Your life could be a dream, afloat down a lazy stream that flows into the lake of love's extreme. That seems like the place to be, but I only know what I see, and everybody
George Terry McDonald, his band George Trouble, and the Z-Lots off the album Entanglement. The name of that track was Everybody is Crazy But Me. Little jazz influence. Great trumpet work by Alex Bradley on that. Keyboards by Aaron Price. We've got time for one more artist here on Songwriter Studio. If you like what you hear, please keep us alive. Don't hesitate to pick up that phone. If you want to make a donation, 713-526-5738. This is Tom Tranchilla for Songwriter Studio. Please stick around. Up next, Pan-African Journal with Akua. But before we let you go, I'm going to play a track off of Annie Gallup's new album, Night Clothes. The name of this track is Arrow. Annie is a Kerrville New Folk winner and a Napa Valley Music Festival winner. And this is her 17th album, Night Clothes. Name of the track I'm going to play is Arrow. Again, until next week, Tom Tranchilla, be kind and be safe.
I remember how we walked together, how far we traveled. We were high on Condor Mountain, kicking gravel, when you found that broken arrowhead shining in the dirt. Broken arrowhead I still keep in the heart pocket of my shirt. The way we walked together, love, the wind against our faces. We were weather vanes turning toward the storm and aim like an arrow. The nights I'd rest my head below your collarbone, thinking all the dangers were outside us. What did I know? I knew teeth and claws, storm and fire, but no, the danger was inside you all along, secretly growing up on Condor Mountain where the footpath narrows. A red tail tucked his wings and dove down on a singing sparrow like an arrow. The sky, the hills, the sunset, or silent. So my conversations are one-sided, one for love and mystery. I'm walking on alone over bits of broken arrowhead, dust and clay.